Hey there, writers and muse daters. Here I am coming at you live from London. So I'm sorry, those of you in the States, either you're an insomniac or you're up super, super early. Today I want to talk to you about free publishing advice. So there's a lot of advice out there, and there are many people looking for free advice on how do I write a book, how do I publish a book, what's the best way to publish, how do I get my book published, all of that. And there are many people offering that free advice out there. And, I see this a lot where there's, a quick Facebook Live or like a YouTube video. That's all free advice, right? And so people are sort of in this free advice trap. Why? Well, let's take an example because you know how much I love analogies. So let's suppose that you wanted a boat. Okay, and so you come to me and you say, hey, I need a boat. And so I walk you through how to make a boat. We're going to make a canoe, and I send you home with all the directions on how to write a boat. And you get home and you look at it and you're like, I have no idea what a gunnel is. What the heck is a thwart? What is this thing? And you get a little bit resentful toward me because I've given you this free advice on how to build a boat. But what you really wanted was to sail to Europe, right? So I've given you the wrong kind of boat, the wrong kind of instructions. I haven't really helped you. I've given you something. I've given you something for free. Here's how to build a boat. Technically, a canoe is a boat. It's just not the boat that you needed to get you to where you wanted to go. So the advice was free, but it wasn't really helpful. So jumping back into the publishing world, I see this happen a whole lot with writers with free or low-cost advice, right? These writers are going to free library groups, free library lectures, low-cost writing workshops and conferences and that kind of thing. They're getting tons and tons of advice, but it has nothing to do with them and what they actually want to do, right? So the problem with the boat example is that this person came to me and said, I need a boat. And I just said, here's a canoe, without really saying, well, what do you want to do with that boat? Where are you looking to go? What are your goals? How do you want to do that? What's important to you? Do you want an open boat or a closed boat? Do you want a sailboat or a paddle boat, right? Those would all be really important questions about how to get from the coast of the United States to the coast of Europe in this example. Let's back it up and talk about publishing. Your goals are really, really, really important to how you're going to get there. And free advice isn't going to get you from point A to point B because it has nothing to do with you. So you may have seen here in Write to Publish that at Date with the Muse and the Writing Gym, we don't believe in one-size-fits-all solutions. We don't just say, here's how to build a boat, go build it. Here's how to publish a book, go publish it. Everything that we do, from the moment that you have an idea for a book to the moment that you are quite literally on national television, has been customized the whole length of the way to what you want. Look, not everybody wants to be on TV. The introverts out there, that made them get a little bit, extroverts like me, we don't mind that kind of thing. There are other things that we don't like to do, right? So it needs to be customized to what your goals are. You've probably heard me talk about before, the grandma who came to me and wanted just memoirs in a 3-ring binder for all of her grandkids and great-grandkids. Very different goals from our bestseller who just sold 500,000 books. Those are really, really different goals. One size fits all, not going to help all of those people. So here's what you need to know about the Writing Gym. We want to know who you are. We want to know what's important to you so that we can help you to get there. Somebody once told me free advice is worth what you pay for it. And I think that that's true, but I think that there's another level to it. And that is that free advice is actually more costly than free. Because what it costs you is a whole lot of frustration by having the wrong solution and really trying to you're trying to fit that square peg into the round hole. Like, how do I make this solution work for the thing that I'm trying to do? That's really, really frustrating versus here's a plan to do exactly what you want to do. I would rather have the latter than the former. And not only is there a lot of frustration, but there's a lot of lost time, right? When you get this solution, you're sort of like trying to implement it and then trying to tweak it, and then you have to go do some more research to figure out, what's the solution to this problem. Really, really tough one there. So at Date with the Muse, and here in Write to Publish, you've seen this happen. What we do offer to you are a whole bunch of adaptable resources. What do I mean by that? Well, you're going to see a whole lot of podcast interviews with experts, people who have already published, right? Multiple New York Times bestsellers, publishers, editors, agents, publicists, people in the know, talking about their experience. They're not going to say, here's how to build a canoe. They're going to say, here's how we've built some canoes in the past and it's been really successful. So that's adaptable because you can take those nuggets. So please, please, please take advantage when you see that I've posted a video, when you see that I've posted a podcast episode, when you see that I've posted a free class, a master class, an interview. Those are helpful resources not to be overlooked. The other thing that we do here in Write to Publish is that we believe in real results. We don't want you to have to build a canoe and then a rowboat and then a tugboat. We want you to build the right boat the first time. Thanks for going with me on this very extended metaphor. We really want those results for you. We don't want you to feel frustrated. We don't want you to waste time. We want you to get from point A to point Z as fast as possible and as successfully as possible. That means with as little frustration as possible, because you've got the right kind of support behind you to finish that novel, to publish that novel well, and to augment your author platform so that you get publishing contract after publishing contract. That's what we do for authors every single day. We get real results. We're not about handing out little tiny things one at a time that don't work. That doesn't work for us. We want you to be successful. So you're going to see that all over in the group. If you just scroll down today, I promise that you're going to see postings about what people have been able to do through the Writing Gym programs, whether it's finishing a novel, whether it's discovering something about themselves as a writer that they never knew before, discovering strengths that they didn't even know existed, whether it's a successful marketing plan or a query letter that actually works instead of those cookie cutter query letters that agents are so sick of seeing. We are getting real results for people every single day, and you see that in the group. And it's not by accident. It's because we take the time to get to know these authors. We know them as well as we know our friends. We know what's important to them, and we're helping them get from point A to point B. So if you are tired of being a number, if you're tired of being driven like cattle with free advice and just being part of the crowd and nobody sees you, if you're ready to be seen for who you are and what you bring to the world and what you have to offer, and you want a unique plan to do that, let's chat. I'm in London this week, but I've opened some time in my calendar to chat with you. What we'll do is we'll get on the phone or Skype if you're not in the States for about half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll talk about where you are, where you want to go, and how you can get there, because we treat you as an individual. We want real results for you. We want the real deal for you. If that sounds good to you, I'll throw a link into the comments. You can drop yourself into my calendar, and we'll get on that phone, get on that Skype, and chat about you and your future success. Happy writing.